Unyaka u-1958 eGoli, Sophia Town, idolobha lapho phela le ndawo le indawo yesisebenzi, abaculi, yinkabi nabafunde kakhulu. Le ndoda ke uBramex, inswela boy ePetty Vipers Gang.
Bramex,
ons het vir jou 'n surprise gemaak. The film festival that stands apart from everything else is the Durban Film Festival. It is in its 40th year and it attracts people from all over the world, and it creates a kind of an energy around film that I think is incredibly important in terms of giving people the impetus and the enthusiasm to make films, because making films is hard.
Next one. Ek check jou moet hy so 'n gat soet van jou. Jy vat dit jy's direk so. Jy moes 'n dokter gewees het of.
We've got a film here, Back of the Moon, which is really very exciting. Angus Gibson is director and someone I've admired a great deal. The story of Back of the Moon, everybody knows, the hotbed of society in the 50s where Mandela and all the liberation leaders would be together. Miriam Makeba, Masekela, Caiaphas, all were in this mix. And here we are, with this film celebrating that loss, because the apartheid government just destroyed all of it in one fell swoop. So Angus has been a part of that story, and I'm delighted at the way the movie turned out. So we're premiering it here tonight.
Я хочу, чтобы люди знали, что мы пишем новую страницу в истории Олимпийских игр.
Esqueçam tudo fora daqui. Vocês são profissionais.
الركض ورا الكرة بعز الحر زي الكلاب مو بتسلاية للبنات.
São Sebastião, protetor dos atletas.
Rose to Olympia is a dramatic film about three athletes trying to make it to the Olympic Games while facing cultural oppression, intolerance, and poverty in three countries. Homophobia in Russia, women's oppression in Saudi Arabia, and poverty in Brazil. And we're actually having our world premiere at Durban International Film Festival. The film is about human stories, and we hope to touch people's hearts and inspire them to look into these issues, which are universal, and then take action, sign up, join causes, and the fights that NGOs and other organizations around the world already leading.
We create this feature film we call For Nazis, means the name of the volcano from my island called in French, le piton de la fournaise. But in Latin, I put it in Latin, it's give For Nazis. And so I decided to write a script, and then we decided to shoot the movies in the town we called Tours. It's next to Paris. To be universal, I think you have to get out from the cliché of islands. You know, I don't want to be a cliche. I want to be a woman who make movies about women and about love, about world. You know, I don't want to be in a little, you know, circle when you say, okay, you come from Réunion, so you will make movies about the beach and, you know, poor people, because that's not my vision of where I come from, you know. That's why it was so difficult for me to have support, you know.
I can't say that I have family to leave behind necessarily. My mother died when I was 13. And not too long after that, my father abandoned all of me. 9 of us. My entire life seemed to change.
When I began to research his story, I was blown away. Here was somebody from a small island, Trinidad, which is where I'm from, who went to England to escape the restrictions of that colonial time, went to war, became the most decorated West Indian in the RAF.
Ever since I was a little boy, all I ever wanted to do was become a pilot. Flying Officer Ulrich Cross. And now I'm actually here at the RAF, signing up.
Let's just go and kill Hitler.
But then after the war, something dramatically different happened. He was recruited by another Trinidadian called George Padmore to go to Ghana, to be part of the independence movements that were sweeping the continent at that time. And really it talks about the role of Caribbean professionals, he was a lawyer, in helping to liberate Africa at that time. It's a story that not a lot of people know about.
We need him.
The Durban connection is that Ulrich's son lives here. He came here to Africa 8 years ago, fell in love with the place and never left. So, I mean, again, I feel this speaks to the way that our journeys are intersect, our stories, our themes are one in a way.
Lovely.
The CIA, the MI6, the intelligence services, you have to understand, building a movement is not easy, Mr. Cross.
It was important to me in making the film that we use locations and actors and people and places from all the locations that he went to. The history of the African diaspora is one story. You know, it's the colonial story and how we are unpicking that mess that was created 400 years ago and how we are gradually coming to a place of healing around that, of transformation.
Go well, Mr. Cross, and do big things.